Okay, in this video I'm just going to answer 5 different questions that I commonly get for yacht charters through WhatsApp or email or whatever platform, to the phone also. So let me just start by question number 1. Can I exchange the crew or can I get an all-female crew? Now there's multiple reasons people could be asking this. For example, one time I had it for religious reasons. It was an Islamic family, or I think Islamic group of people, only women, and they want to have an all-female crew. Other reasons could be girls wanting other girls on board or not wanting any men on board. With that being said, there's multiple reasons people ask for this, but the answer to it is usually always the same, and it's no. Every yacht comes with their own crew that has been with the yacht for multiple years, sometimes even longer than 10 years, and they cannot just be exchanged. And in most cases, the captain is a male. And with the stews on board, you know, that's a little bit easier to exchange for someone else. And there's also a little bit more variety with men and women that are available. So if the captain is already a female, then the chances of it being possible is higher than if the captain is a male. In any case, just text your broker and ask for a specific yacht. You cannot really ask in general because it really depends on the yacht. So first lock down a yacht that you like, the shape, the size, the price, and then ask for that. Moving on to question number 2 that I frequently get is the food and drinks already included. Now this really depends on the type of yacht and the type of yacht charter you are doing. So let me just say, if you're doing a weekly charter, the food and drinks is never included. It is always paid from the APA, which covers the food, the drinks, the fuel, the docking fees, all variable costs on a weekly charter, usually 35% of the base price. So yeah, if you're doing a weekly charter, it's never included. It is always paid for from the APA. Now, if you're doing a daily charter, it depends on the yacht and the locations you have. Different countries in Europe have different cultures. And for example, in Greece, it's much more common for a day charter to be all-inclusive. So inclusive of the drinks, the food, the itinerary, the type of route you take. Instead of, for example, France, it's much more normal and standard to just have the yacht for a certain price. Fuel is excluded, food and drinks is excluded, basically everything is excluded, tax is excluded, and then it just depends on what your preferences are during the day, and the costs are being added to it. So with that being said, it basically depends on the yacht. Ask your broker, let us know your location, your group size, budget, all this stuff. Then when we get to the yacht, we will always clarify the pricing structure and if the food and drinks are included, yes or no. So the third question I usually get is there a possibility to get a discount? So you know, whenever I name the price, people say like, for example, the other day I said the daily price was 3,000 euros, and he was like, I'll do it for 2,000, you know? So in this case, he just assumed the discount was possible, but I also have people asking if a discount is possible. And yes, the answer is usually yes. You can get a 5 to 10% discount as standard, depending on the dates and the demand. If you're inquiring within peak season dates, getting a discount is usually going to be harder. But if you're in the shoulder season, which means September or May, April, if you're on the start of the season, a discount is much more likely. 5 to 10% is kind of the standard. If you're really going for it, you can try 15%. I've seen some cases where more is possible, but this is really a case-by-case scenario. So to summarize, yes, it is possible on both daily and weekly charters. Usually 5 to 10% is the range depending on the dates and a case-by-case situation. Then the fourth question, it might seem like a really easy question to answer, but how long is a day charter? So usually when I send the options and pricing to people, it says rate per day, and then for example 8,000 euro, and then people are like, okay, so how long is this? Is this 24 hours? Do we get to sleep the night? When do we start? When do we end? Etc. And the answer is pretty straightforward. It's 8 hours. So usually starting anywhere between 10 and 1 p.m. So if you start at 10, you end at 6. If you start at 12, you end at 8. If you start at the latest at 1, you go up until 9 p.m. Yeah, so in any case, it's 8 hours. And the reason you start between 10 is because the yachts need to be back before it's dark, back into the marina. And usually at 9 p.m., it's really starting to get dark. You had the sunset, it's gonna become night just for safety reasons. The yacht needs to get back. The captain also wants to enjoy their night. Yeah, so 8 hours between 10 and 1 you embark, and then 8 hours after that you disembark. And then the fifth and final question is this available? And then I'm talking about specific yacht options that I send. People are like, oh, is this available on August 10th or August whatever? And the answer is usually not as straightforward as you think. We don't have e-calendars on every yacht that's available. You know, for some yachts we can give instant confirmation, instant booking, you can get it straight away. But not all markets in Europe are as developed as one another. For example, in Greece, everything is a little bit more old school, and we have to really have contact with the owner or the captain or the operator of the yacht to be like, hey, is this boat still available? Is it open for bookings? Or is it being used privately on these dates, or did somebody else book it? You know, we need some time to actually confirm availability, and then of course, as soon as we have it, we bring it to you, and you can confirm if you want it or not. This usually applies for day charters. For weekly charters, booking is never as easy as just saying, yes, I'll take it. The owner really needs to approve of the booking. You need to do a KYC check, so that means passport, proof of address, bank details, all this stuff, because you know it's also required by law. So it's like a longer process before the whole deal is being closed. So on the big boats, even if we can confirm availability, it's not like you can just instantly book it, which is the case for the day charters. If it's available, you can instantly book it, but we usually need some time to actually confirm it's available and let you know. So these are the 5 questions I got asked most this week. If you have any more questions, drop them down in the comments and I'll cover them for next week. I'll try to explain them as best as possible. So yeah, drop your comments down below and I'll check them out.